I'm going to be teaching you how to solve linear equations. Linear equations usually look like this. In a linear equation, there is always a variable. In this case, the variable is x. X is usually the most commonly used variable, but the variable can also be y or t or u or any letter in the alphabet. Just don't get confused if you see another variable that's not x in a linear equation. You still do the same thing. So, in a linear equation, your main goal is to solve for x. In order to solve for x, you have to get x alone on one side of the equation. How can you do this? In this case, your equation is x minus 2 equals 4. If you want to get x by itself, you have to add 2, because the positive 2 will cancel out with the negative 2. So you add 2, and these 2's cancel out, leaving x by itself. But you have to remember, what you do to one side in a linear equation, you must do to the other. So if you're adding 2 to the left side, you have to add 2 to the right side as well. So you'll end up with x equals 6, because 4 plus 2 equals 6. This is only one way of solving a simple linear equation like this. You don't always have to add a number to both sides. Sometimes you can subtract, multiply, or divide. I'm going to show you those too. If you come across a problem that looks like this, never fear, I'm here to help you. You want to get x all by itself, right? How can you do that? Subtract 3 from both sides. That way, the positive 3 and the negative 3 will cancel out, leaving x by itself, and 5 minus 3 equals 2. So, x equals 2. If you want to multiply and divide, those aren't that hard. Don't be scared. Adding and subtracting and multiplying and dividing are all equally easy. If you have a fraction, like x over 2 equals 4, this can also be written as 1/2 x equals 4. In both cases, what you want to do to get x by itself is multiply by 2, because 2 times 1/2, the 2's cancel out, and you're left with just x, or 1x, which is still x. So in this case, you have to multiply 2 to both sides. Remember, both sides got to be equal. So in this case, x will equal 8, because 2 times 4 equals 8. In division, it's the same principle, same rules. With division, you'll have, for example, 2x equals 4, or any number times a variable equals something else. In this case, what you want to do to get rid of the 2 is divide by 2. So the 2's cancel out, right? Leaving x by itself. You have to do that to the other side. So x equals 2. And with linear equations, usually you'll want to check to see if you're right or wrong. And there is an easy way to check. With, for example, x minus 3 equals 5. We got plus 3 on both sides, cancel out, so we got x equals 8. If you want to check to see if your answer is right or wrong, there's a simple way. You got x equals 8, right? You have x right here. Plug the 8 back in, so 8 minus 3 equals 5. Is that true? Yes. So your answer is correct. This works for all 4 of the ways to solve for a linear equation. You can plug any of the numbers back in, and as long as your x checks out to equal, for both sides to be equal, your answer is correct.